just going to apologise for all of the noise. The builder's being noisy today, but I have to film this today because I need to edit this today. Everything needs to happen today, and the builders are noisy. But anyway, today I am going to show you how to use a new shape of bead that I have never used before. I've had these in my stash for a while now, and I thought, you know what, it's time to use them. So today I am going to be making this bracelet here. It is a wrap bracelet, I think that's what they're called, I'm not entirely sure. This is what it looks like. And it's using a 2-hole bead and a style of bead called a Khéops. K-H-E with an accent aigu, acute accent. O-P-S and then Puca. So my old place of work started to stock them before I left last year. So I decided to buy some before I left last year, and then I just haven't used them yet, so I'm using them now in this bracelet. And I saw a picture for a bracelet like this on Pinterest, so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna give that a whirl. If you saw my Super Duo or twin bead wrap bracelet, you will already know how to do a technique similar to that using those beads, but these ones are different. These are new beads, and they are new to me, and I've painted my nails terribly, so sorry about that. Anyway, you didn't click on this video to watch me waffle on. Let's just get on with the tutorial, shall we? Okie dokie, so you are going to need some 1mm leather or any other thicker cord that you'd like. And these are the Khéops Puca beads. As you can see, they have 2 holes through them, and that is the shape that they are. You're also going to need a beading needle and some beading thread. I've threaded about 2 meters of beading thread because it's far easier than trying to attach some on. You're also going to need a button and some scissors. So, taking my cord, you don't have to use leather. If you don't use leather, that is also fine. You are going to make it till it's about 2.5 times the size of your wrist, and then cut that. You're going to make a loop. Make sure that the button fits through the loop, and then you're going to take the end of your thread that isn't threaded onto the needle, and you're going to wrap that around a few times, quite a few times, and then knot that, and that will just create the button loop at the end for you. There we go. Can you tell that I've been out in the sun loads this summer so far? No? Well, I have been. Just my skin doesn't change colour. Pale people problems. Anyway. Pop that to one side, and then all I'm showing you here is separating out the 2 threads, and then I just put the needle between the 2 threads just so we can get it in a good starting position. So now I am going to take my first bead, my first Khéops, I'm going to call it a Khéops, and we are going to go through one of the top holes, and we're going to go down through that top hole there. So we're going down into the straight edge with the 2 holes. You can see what I'm doing. I'm throwing the bead around because apparently I'm not very good at holding small beads, even though that is my medium of choice. Makes 0 sense. Anyway, the first one is the difficult one because you've got to set up the threads and make the cord go where you want it to go, because at the moment it doesn't want to do what I want it to do. So you pop that bead in where you want it to go, and as you can see, my thread is in front of the cord, so I am going to go underneath that cord to insert my needle back up through the hole that we just came out of, and pull that through. Make sure it's pulled nice and tightly, and then I'm going to go over the top of that cord again and go back through that hole just to secure it in place. Make sure that everything is grand. And then I'm going to go underneath the cord again, so I'm just wrapping around the cord, but this time I'm going through the next hole and going to pop my next bead on. This time you are going up through the top hole, so you still come out of the side with the 2 holes on, you're just going through it in the opposite direction to the way that you went through it before. Yes? Good. So then you're going to once again go over the top of the cord, go back through that first hole, but you also need to go through the hole of the second bead. So try to line it up so you can go through both of them. If you can't do it in one go, that is fine. Do it in 2, that will also work. because I ended up doing that as I got further down. And then once again, wrap around the cord. So now you're going underneath the cord and up through that hole. This is just to secure everything in place, make sure that nothing shifts about too much, and all of that fun stuff. And then we are ready to start the next one. So once again, I come out in front of the cord, I'm going down behind the cord, and I'm going to pick up my next bead, and I'm going to go into that the same way that we did the first bead. So the 2 holes on the bottom should be on the outside next to the cord every time. Then once again, we're just going to keep wrapping it round, securing it in place, making sure it's nice and tight so it doesn't slide about and isn't all loose and such, because you don't want your bracelet to fall apart, because that would be really sad, especially when it looks as pretty as this. Not want to blow my own horn, but I really do like this colour combination. Obviously, if you don't want to use loads of different colours, it will look really great in just one colour as well, but you know me, I like a bit of jazz and pizzazz. So you're just going to keep wrapping around the cord, going either up through the hole or down through the hole, depending. Then you attach your next triangle. And just the only thing you need to make sure of is that you're going around the cord each time and you're not just going straight down, not around the cord, because otherwise that won't attach the beads in place. And try your hardest not to go through the cord either, because that won't be as nice of a finish. Plus, it's kind of difficult when you have a cord that is narrow and leather like this one. But yes, you're going to keep repeating the steps that I've shown you until your bracelet is long enough to fit around your wrist. Obviously you are attaching a button, so please allow a little space for that. But yes, keep repeating that. Everyone's wrist is a different size, so I'm not going to say how many beads I used and such, because I have quite skinny wrists. So I have attached my last bead. I've got my thread and a tangle around my bracelet. So that is obviously a necessary part. Then you are going to go back down through that bead. Once again, I have wrapped the thread around the top cord, and this time you're going to pull it nice and tightly, because you need to make sure that the thread is nice and tight. And this is me just checking the ends. And then as we started, we are going to finish. So you're going to wrap that thread around next to that purple triangle. Obviously, if you're not using a purple, then it'll be next to whatever your final colour of the bead is. And I'm just going to wrap this thread around a few times. And I should have just turned the beadwork around for ease, but hey. Then once you've made sure it's nice and tight, you are going to make a loop. Then you are going to thread your needle through that loop a couple of times. This is just to knot it off. Pull that nice and tight as well. Don't trim it just yet. Well, yeah, you can do if you really want to, but wait a moment maybe. And pop your needle down, making sure that's nice and tight. Grab your button, thread your button on, and then knot the end of your cord in just a simple overhand basic knot, just for ease. Plus, it's secure enough. It does the job. As long as the button doesn't slide off, you'll be fine. I should have tied a knot after that last bead before I put the button on, and so it had a knot either side so it didn't slide around as much, but I didn't think about that till after. Then I'm going to grab my trusty fabric glue, which you haven't seen in a while, and I'm going to trim off the ends of my cord. Any second now. There we go, done. And basically I'm going to cover the knot at the end and the thread at the beginning and end of the bracelet in fabric glue. Don't worry too much if you get the glue on the button or on the bead. It is a fabric glue, so it only sticks to fabric, so once it's dry you can just very easily pick that fabric glue off, and it's very satisfying. It's like when you're in school and you put PVA glue on the back of your hand just to peel it off again. I don't know if everyone did that, but I definitely did. It was very satisfying. But yes, leave it to dry. I left mine overnight, but your fabric glue might be different. Mine probably didn't need to be left to dry overnight, but better safe than sorry. So leave it somewhere to dry overnight, trim off the excess thread, and there is your finished bracelet, ready for you to wear and be admired. So now you know how easy it is to make your very own Khéops Puca wrap bracelet thing. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Your support means the world to me, and why not hit subscribe? I post a new craft tutorial like this one here in the corner of craft every Sunday, and then I post bonus videos in the week as well, so be sure to check those out. A link to where I bought my supplies can be found in the description box of this video, as well as links to all of my social media accounts are also down there. So if you fancy following me on various social media, I would love it, and we could bond and it would be grand. Because I'm in Hamburg at the moment, so maybe I'm posting things on Snapchat if I'm remembering. You'll see how good my memory is. But you definitely would have seen pictures on Instagram anyway. If you decide to recreate anything using one of my tutorials, I'd love it if you showed me a picture of it via social media using the hashtag #thecornerofcraft, so I can check it out for myself and see how amazing and talented you are. Anyway, I'm gonna go before these builders make any more noise, because this was the most infuriating intro and outro that I've ever filmed ever. So I'm going to go. Thank you very much once again for watching this video, and I shall see you very soon in Tuesday's video. Bye! It's Hannah, and today I have another back to school tutorial for you. So last week I showed you how to make this cute beaded Pikachu, and then today we are not doing a beadwork tutorial, we are going back to crochet.